In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 3 tips for effective weight loss. And can I say one thing, that before we dive into my top 3 tips, I get people who have been calorie restricting, who have been calorie counting for such an extended period of time that they cannot think that unrestricted eating or unrestricted options of food where you do not have to look out for the calorie or the portion can actually lead to effective weight loss as well. And by effective weight loss, what I mean is weight loss that can not only be achieved, but it can be maintained in the long run as well. So if you are someone who's been believing that having just one meal a day and relying on cups of coffee all through the course of the day with a cigarette smoke to suppress your appetite and to watch the label of how many calories are there in each of the food items that you're taking, then this video is for you. So please do make sure that you watch it till the end of this, and I've got 3 very important tips. So let's get straight in. First thing, as they say, when you're buying a property, the most important thing is location, location, location. And what I say is that when it comes to weight loss, it's metabolism, metabolism, metabolism. So the 3 tips that I'm going to give you today are really going to be focusing on your metabolism and how to boost it, because once your metabolism goes up, it's like the engine of your life. It is just burning calories on its own. So the first tip that I have for you is that eating whole food, plant-based diet mostly. Now, yes, when people hear this, they say, oh my God, am I going to be a vegetarian or just living on a carrot for the rest of my life? No, no, no. Please listen to me. I said eating whole food. Whole means not coming out of package. Plant-based meaning coming from the plant or the vegetables or the lentils and the legumes and the nuts. Those are the predominant sources which form your diet. Now, they did this fantastic study, which the link to which I'll put in the show notes, called the BROAD study, in which they took people who had not only got obesity but ischemic heart disease. And all they said to them was, you can have the plant-based foods, the fruits and vegetables, as much as you want, unrestricted quantities, but they have to be whole food plants, which means that you can't have an apple pie and say it's a whole apple that I'm having. No, it has to be the apple the way the nature made it. And guess what? This study was only run for 12 weeks, but individuals as a part of this study not only lost weight in the first 12 weeks, but they continue to lose weight and maintain that weight loss for the rest of the year. That was fantastic. The first randomized controlled trial. What an effective way. And what plant-based diet does, we know this, is that it feeds the healthy gut bacteria, which grow in their number because it's a prebiotic, and it allows your metabolism to boost up. So that's my tip number 1. Tip number 2 is drinking warm water or green tea. Now, I'm sure if you've been to a Japanese restaurant, you would see that Japan has probably got the lowest number of obesity rates in the world. Reason is, if you have ever been to a Japanese restaurant, they serve generous amounts of warm water and green tea. After a meal, they have green tea. Before a meal, they have green tea. I think they just thrive on green tea. What green tea does is it's got a combination of caffeine and they call it catechins. Basically, these are powerful antioxidants. What they do is, it has been researched, they found that green tea decreases your appetite. It also increases your fat burning ability with exercise. 17% more fat burning is observed with fat tea, but more importantly, the fat that is burned is the one which is called the visceral fat. This is the fat that most of us carry around our middle part, and it is the unhealthy fat that makes us more prone to developing diabetes, fatty liver, and heart problems and things like that. So that is the benefit of drinking warm water and green tea. And my third tip is that of consuming no food after 6 p.m. See, our body goes through, depending on whichever part of the world you are, by 6 p.m. or so, it's getting to become dark. So there is a circadian rhythm. It's a biological clock that your body has, that once it becomes dark, the metabolism begins to slow down. Once you get up in the morning, again, your metabolism begins to, wake up and get ready for the day. It's probably at its peak in the morning hours, but during the course of the day, it begins to slow down. So by not having a meal, a heavy meal, for some of us, dinner is the main meal of the day. If you don't have a heavy meal after 6 p.m., you are actually aligning yourself with the body clock. And the metabolism, which is slowing down, does not have to work hard to digest a very heavy meal. And that actually allows the body, because when the metabolism is low, what happens is that it just stores whatever you have consumed as calories as fat in the body. And that is so unhealthy. And even more than that, it is crucial to understand sleeping on a full stomach with a big meal is actually the worst thing that you can do. It also promotes a lot of heartburn, reflux, regurgitation. But the other concept behind not consuming after 6 p.m. is that of intermittent fasting. Now, there are lots of studies that have gone on. They say that, if you fast for 12 hours, you are actually starting to put the body in a state where the metabolism is recalibrating, reduces inflammation in the body, and it also starts the process of reverse aging. Yes, that is true, reverse aging. But the real benefits of intermittent fasting come if you're fasting for 16 hours or more. So if you have your last meal of the day at 6 p.m. at night, and so you start with 12 hours, that means you can have something in the morning at 6 o'clock if you want to, but I tend to stretch it out to 8 o'clock or even 10 o'clock sometimes. If you have your breakfast, say at 10 o'clock, and you keep that window from 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you have given yourself 16 hours of fasting, which is where the magic of all of this starts to come up. So I hope you have found some value out of those 3 tips that I've provided to you. And if you wish to stay in touch with my channel and with all the forthcoming videos, do subscribe to it and do share it with anyone who you feel might benefit from this. Take care and stay safe.